Hi healing fam, welcome and welcome back to my channel. Today's video talking about this woman who left. The husband came home and there was pretty much nothing in the home. That's what I talk about. Leave strategically, quietly, and safely. Don't know what the backstory is, but majority of men will be like, oh, well, I was blindsided. I didn't even know. The thing is, once they get you and get the kids, and then they start to turn you into a literal object, appliance, a means to an end in the home, and they start to call you, you're nagging, you're disrespectful, you're not humble, you're not even a good wife, blah, blah, comparing you. You get sick of it. Because a lot of times they don't leave. Because they enjoy the labor you provide in the home. You take care of the kids, right? You cook, you clean. Yet there's no date nights. There's no love. There's no foreplay like it was in the beginning. If only a lot of men will keep that same momentum when they get you to the honeymoon phase and continue to intentionally incorporate the honeymoon phase in relationship and marriages, there will be no fucking divorce, okay? Anyways, get your drink, get your popcorn, get in a comfortable position wherever you find yourself. Get your listening ears in if you're listening to me on the drive. And let's get into it. A couple clips here. Let me know your thoughts and opinions, and I'll come back with my 2 cents.
I saw comments like this. It happened to me. I thought I was innocent. I corrected myself, learned from my mistakes, and changed my behavior. She came back. It ain't the hunt, bud. Figure what you did. Women don't just up and leave. What? I saw another comment where a man said, I bet you she warned you. If you go on that hunt for 2 days, when you come back, me and these kids are going to be gone, and you called her bluff. The men holding him accountable and saying, no, 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 there is no way. She just up and left you and you have no idea. When men say it came out of nowhere, that is proof that they were not listening. A lot of these men don't hear you until you leave. The song choice, I promise I'll change if you give me one more chance. I bet you she gave you one more chance about 10 chances ago. What I appreciate is the honesty and the transparency of the men, saying women don't just up and leave good men. Sir, what did you do? The men that hate the kind of content that I make are the kind of men that I'm warning women about. They're the men that weaponize their incompetence. They're not fully present husband and fathers, and they hate being called out for their bad behavior. If you never want to end up in a situation like this where you come home and your wife and kids are gone, you might want to start listening to that woman who's been complaining about something, who's been asking you to change something. You may not know it, but you might already be on your last chance.
The women who leave in silence be crushing niggas' egos. Be crushing their egos. I'm never the one that leave in silence. I'll be done with you, and then you always will hit me back. But I crash out. But the way that some women be leaving in silence, them strong women. Them ones that like he looking for her. He looking for her so hard he done got with a new woman. And let's say the woman name was Delilah. He done named his damn daughter Delilah. The mama talking about, oh, Delilah, you just so cute. I just love you. Little does she know, he's in love with Delilah. And now you're in love with Delilah. And Delilah is somewhere living her life. And now he's still looking for Delilah. And don't let him run into Delilah. Because now he telling Delilah he done named his first daughter after her. Then when the mama find out, she just looking stupid, feels stupid, is stupid. Well, she ain't stupid, she know. But Delilah is the one. Be Delilah. I don't even know who that is, but be the one that leave in silence. I can't do that. I crash out. I'm going to cuss you out. And then after I get done, I will never talk to you again. Yes, I will. But it'll never be the same.
Just woke up one day and I Well, I didn't just wake up one day. I knew I was getting ready to leave. I had already planned the exit strategy.
Oh, wow. Okay, hold up. How long before you took the exit was your exit strategy in place?
Oh man, it was already a few months. I already knew.
Oh, really?
I'd already start shifting.
Bank
Y'all go
accounts.
listen. I don't want to get attacked on the internet.
You
but
going
yes,
to?
I had already started shifting everything that I needed to shift.
What was the dynamic in the house between you two? Was he still waking up in the morning? Hey, babe, have a good day. Kiss on the cheek, whatever, or was it?
I
sleeping in
still
different
did that. I still did my
come on,
part.
Man. Come on, bruh. Come on.
Listen,
what?
the day he had to leave, I cooked breakfast in bed.
Oh, you toxic. Hold up. We need to talk about the toxicity here. Hold up. What? Where was the communication that women want? Where was all?
Listen, I was still doing, as a wife, I was still doing what I was supposed to do as a wife. And so, yeah, the dynamics in the house.
Oh my. You made him his last meal.
His last meal, the day he had to go.
When a man says he was blindsided by his divorce, my perspective typically is that his partner was likely quiet quitting their marriage for a long time. We often hear about how women initiate most divorces in heteronormative relationships, and that men can feel really blindsided by the request for a divorce. And what I think has happened in many marriages over a long period of time is that after lots of discourse, specifically about the same thing over and over, and a lack of meaningful change, the woman tends to decide to stop engaging. No longer will she be emotional. No longer will she be asking for more from her partner. No longer will she be looking to them for any sort of meaningful partnership because she's tried, right? Oftentimes we hear about how women are so emotional and they're never satisfied and nobody's happy if mom's not happy, and you know that they're basically always asking for more from their partners. They're saying, great, you helped me do the dishes, but now can you do it right? Great, you provided me emotional support one time, but can you make sure to be an emotional support partner to me over the course of our marriage? And I think what happens from the male side is typically they are defensive. Men tend to be defensive when their partners come to them asking for any sort of change or engagement level that they're not comfortable with. Not only are they defensive, but sometimes instead of being defensive, they just appease their partner. They say like, yes, I will do that. Yes, I will change. Yes, I love you and I want to do better for you. And then they don't do that. And so after going through that cycle enough times, asking and being met with a yes, but no action, or asking and being met with defensiveness, asking and being dismissed, many women are saying, I'm going to protect myself. I'm going to protect my emotions. I'm going to protect my time. They might remain in that marriage for an extended period of time. There might be no fighting. And that's typically what men will say, like, we weren't fighting. Nobody was angry. There was nothing going on. Like, there was no big catalyst for this. And that's usually true. There was no big catalyst. It was just a bunch of little things that added up over time. And she got to a point where she decided, I'm no longer going to pour myself into this. I am now going to protect myself, and I'm going to bide my time, essentially quiet quit, until there's an appropriate point where I can actually leave. And I'm not advocating for this by any means. I personally think communication and counseling and things like that are very, very important. But I do think that's a big part of this narrative of being blindsided by divorce. They were blindsided because their partner had no longer been engaging with them in the way they had been historically. And so they seemed happy. But typically somebody doesn't just become more laid back or care less about something when there's been no actual meaningful change. It's not like they just stopped caring about that thing. They've likely just stopped looking to their partner as a safe person to engage with, and yeah, not really a partner at all.
Well, yeah. Well, many of them will say, I was blindsided. I didn't know. I didn't see it. She's so mean. She's this, she's that. But what are you doing and what are you not doing? You think a good woman, happy woman, satisfied woman in a marriage or relationship will just up and leave? None of us are doing that shit. She left. And I'm proud of her for living like that. Quietly, silently, strategically. Don't shed no tear or no dusty, man. You're just gonna a lot of them who are narcissistic, toxic, and have the tendency to actually enjoy seeing you struggle will take joy in that. So don't give them the benefit of that. Just leave quietly, like she did. Go. File. Don't chase a man. Don't try to change a man. Just change them. Because they're going to give you conditions, diseases, autoimmune. And then here you are trying to have the mental space to take care of kids. If you have kids together, take care of your finances, your health. How are you going to do that if that person is ignoring you, belittling you? Like, sometimes they don't even say it, but the way they will ignore you, and you see them not ignoring other people, that's the thing that will eat you up and keep you in a struggle and painful place of being rejected. And you have a spirit of rejection on you, and you don't want that. So take that intentional, actionable step. Take your agency and leave stage left. I love you. If you're going through this right now, I love you. Follow me for more videos like this. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. Smash the like button. Subscribe. Follow. Take care. Let's heal together. Bye.
Why are so many women in their 40s divorced or thinking about divorce? Imagine this. She's been running the household, managing the kids' schedules, excelling at her career, and still picking up her husband's slack. And now she's wondering, what's the point of this partnership if I'm doing it all by myself? Here's what happens. High-achieving women hit a breaking point. They're exhausted. They've tried motivating their husbands. Can you please help me with the kids? Or can you take on more at home? But nothing changes. And resentment? Oh, it grows like wildfire. She starts thinking, I'm already the breadwinner. I'm already handling everything. What am I getting out of this marriage? And that realization is like a tidal wave crashing into everything she thought she wanted. It's not impossible to save the marriage. It's just incredibly difficult when one partner refuses to grow. And the longer she waits, the more she feels like she's losing herself. So if you're feeling this way, ask yourself, are you sacrificing yourself to keep the peace, or are you ready to reclaim your life? Because staying isn't the default answer. Choosing you, that's where the power lies.
I told my husband 3 months ago that I thought divorce was the best idea, that it was time. And I said it calmly, no yelling, no threats, just truth. And I think that's what threw him off, because he heard me, but he didn't believe me. In hindsight, I think he looked at me like, this girl just venting. Maybe he even thought I was tired and I'd get over it like I always had before. He gave me space after that. Not the kind that brings peace, the kind that feels like distance dressed up as patience. Maybe deep down he thought the space would make me miss him, make me come to my senses, if you will. Hell, maybe he was just hoping the silence would magically reset things without him having to actually do any work. But all it did was give me room to see the truth more clearly. And then there was that night. I don't even remember what started the conversation. Maybe something about money or logistics shit. I don't know. But something in that moment must have clicked for him, because suddenly he realized I was serious about the divorce. I literally saw the realization wash over his face. So after that, he kept coming in and out of the room like he just couldn't sit with it. He kept asking me,
is this for real? Are we done?
and I know I had to have been looking at him like he just grown another whole ass head, because I'm like, Negro, I said I thought this was over 3 months ago. When he did finally sit down to collect himself, it wasn't beside me. It was on the floor. Like he just needed proximity. Like being near me might change my mind. Then he started talking. This long monologue about his feelings, about why he felt disconnected over the years, how he didn't know how to communicate. He was never taught. How he couldn't picture me with anyone else. And the whole time I'm just sitting there listening, not arguing, not interrupting, just watching him, realizing he was still making it all about him. There were no questions about how I felt, no curiosity, no pause, no reflection, just more words. Never a moment of, damn, I don't think I ever really saw her. It was all him, 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 him. His pain, his fear, his confusion. And I remember just staring at him with like a slow blink, like, you still don't see me. Even in your heartbreak, I'm still invisible. And that was the quietest kind of closure, realizing that even in the moment he finally got it, he still didn't. Because this whole thing, even the ending, was still being narrated from his perspective. And I was just done at that point. I was done being an extra in a story that was supposed to be ours. And so I finally asked him, did you really think that I was bluffing this whole entire time? And this fool said, yeah. And that pissed me the fuck off. Not because he said it, but because it proved he never actually taken me seriously. He thought my pain was a performance, like I was just trying to get his attention. Meanwhile, I had been grieving us quietly for months, crying before work, crying after work, snotting all over every goddamn thing, doing what women do when we've already decided but haven't said it out loud yet, mourning the relationship in real time while still showing up like everything is fine. So by the time he had this breakdown, I was cool as a motherfucking cucumber. He kept looking at me and asking, how did you get over this so fast? And I wanted to say fast. Baby, there was nothing fast about this. I've been grieving this ending for months. You just never noticed. But I didn't say that. That night, I didn't raise my voice, didn't gloat, didn't say I told you so, nothing. Because there was nothing left to say. I'd already said everything I needed to say. He was just now realizing what I had already survived. And that's the part that people don't understand. When a woman finally looks calm, that's not detachment. That's completion. By the time I said I was done, I'd already done the grieving, the forgiving, the mental unpacking. I had already let go. He was just late to the realization. And that's the heartbreak people don't talk about. When you've already buried the version of yourself that used to beg to be heard, and they finally decide to start listening. So if you've ever felt yourself in my story and just need a way to check in with where you are, I built something that can help you with that. You can find it at the link in my bio.
Just know that if he do those things at work, he can damn for sure do it at home. He's just choosing not to. I met someone today who essentially told me, I was explaining like the mental load to him and what women go through when it comes to the mental load and like decision fatigue and all those things. And he was saying, oh my gosh, like I deal with that kind of stuff at work. Like when things fall in my lap, or I do things so that they don't fall in my lap. Essentially, like, moms just take over and try to make sure everything happens because she knows it's going to fall in her lap at some point. She just takes care of it. It's like, I do that at work. Oh, so you do that at work. You know what it feels like. You care about work, but you don't care enough to do that at home. You don't care enough to make sure that, your wife doesn't feel those things. You're perfectly fine with her making all the decisions and being responsible for every fucking thing just so that you don't have to take responsibility for any of the decisions. So you don't have to take responsibility for your fucking family. You'd rather see them drown until she says that she wants a divorce. And then it's like, oh, whoa, sis, what are you doing? A divorce? We're not that bad off. Meanwhile, she's been telling you for fucking years all the things that she's wanted and needed, and you've ignored her. She's told you, hey, can you do this? Very simple thing. Hey, can you do this? Very simple thing. And because you start to do those simple things, you think that she's just not going to just leave you still because you feel like you've measured up. You feel like you've done all the things. You think because you guys have been in it since you were 15 that she's not going to leave. Guarantee you it's only a matter of time, because if she had to push you to go to therapy, she's gonna have to continue to push you. You're incapable of pushing yourself because your ego, because you don't feel confident in your decisions, because you want to blame everyone for the outcome and you don't want to be the blame. Men have become exhausting for a lot of women, and this is why a lot of women are choosing to get the fuck out of Dodge. If you are one of those women who have been contemplating getting the fuck out of Dodge, but you don't know the steps to take, my ebook, Get the Fuck Out of Dodge, is a whole plan. All the questions that you need to ask yourself before leaving to know if you have everything set, to know what you still need before you leave. It's in my bio. Go grab it, sis.